Hello, everyone, and welcome to Live with Sheryl. I am your host, Sheryl Mebane. I am so glad to have you here and glad to have a frequent guest host, Dr. Felicia Mebane, here on the show. We talk about art, we talk about music, we talk about health, we talk about all kinds of things that inspire us that we hope can inspire you. This is season 3 of Live with Sheryl, and we've got lots of doings, y'all. Let's get right into it. Hope you're doing well, as this is the beginning of Black History Month. This is the beginning of a love month. If y'all like the Valentine's holiday coming up, there's lots going on. How you doing, Felicia? How's it going?
No, see, more importantly, it's the precursor to my birthday month, which is March. So we're heading into birthday month. See,
Get it straight. Get your
that's right.
priorities straight, people.
That's
We can celebrate all of those things. But to go ahead and kick it off, I want to start with a new segment of New Season, New Sheryl, which is a dance. Excitement everywhere. Now, y'all, there's been different things going around for months and months of time, and it's hit our family here as well. So, dance excitement everywhere, y'all may notice, will feature some of us in the family a little bit on the struggle bus because we've been trying to recover. So, I just want to put it out there, and I'm not laughing that this cherished member of the family is struggling. I'm laughing that he was still trying so hard to be a part of it, and it was just adorable. So y'all enjoy today's dance excitement everywhere. Just a little segment that hopefully inspires y'all to drop the standards for your dancing and just get on and do it because it's great exercise and it's a lot of fun. And here is this Live with Sheryl episode's dance excitement everywhere. Y'all enjoy. The struggle is real. Okay, that's it, you guys.
Look, let's
So,
clarify. There are no standards for dancing except to enjoy. That's it. That's the only standard.
that, that part. So I don't know if y'all saw in the background, my husband Tim was trying to get in it, but he's wrapped up in so many layers because he's still fighting something off. But it's still good to wiggle around a little bit, even if you listen to your body. If you're sick, still get a little bit of movement in. So he was trying to get a little bit in. And I just told him, I said, you just look like you feel back there. You look like you're really trying to like get it going. But yeah, we're not judging here. We're not. It's just about wiggling around. I couldn't help it, y'all. I was trying to let my husband know I wasn't laughing at him being sick. It was more that how he was just so wrapped up and still trying to bop. It was just so to me, it was really funny. So you could see that we didn't have a whole lot of big movement we were doing because I was holding the phone because we were trying to sneak it in. We had all kinds of things going on, all kinds of activities going on. So, but that was a song from way back. We actually were dancing to another song, but that was one of my originals from a while ago. And so y'all probably haven't heard that. I probably could update some of the plugins and some of the doers, but I thought it was fun. Yeah, I thought it was like a fun little thing, little silly thing. Yeah. Cool. So, dance excitement everywhere. Loosen y'all up. See, we don't take everything super seriously here on Live with Sheryl. Get it loose. We get it moving. So, now the next segment we got for Live with Sheryl is another one that we've been doing for quite a while, and that is Sheryl's Weekly Media Minute. So, for y'all who've been following me on social media, hello and thank you. You've seen some of the things that I'm going to talk about here. We can talk about more. So, essentially, there's been a lot of independent movies talked about from Sundance recently. And so that's some of what I was talking about for Sheryl's Weekly Media Minute. There's a piece called Rob Peace, the Rob Peace movie, and it was about a person whose life was really interesting, sort of an not autobiographical, a biographical piece, not autobiographical, based on a book by somebody who knew this person. And for y'all who know the story, he basically had very tough upbringing, was really smart African American young man, and he was able to get into a great Ivy League school and still could not pull himself away from some of the rough background that he had coming up. And it just really got into a lot. I read a review. I didn't watch the movie because it's something that hasn't gotten the big distribution yet, but it's probably going to because it was making a lot of waves at Sundance. But the story really gripped me. And then I read a review where somebody was talking about the fact that people from different communities going to see that story very differently and almost miss the point in a way. I guess they were saying there was a white couple that came out of the screening that this reviewer had gone to, and they were talking about, oh, it's just such a shame, what wasted potential. And the person was thinking that's not actually the main point here. The main point is he was pushing as hard as he could, and still these surrounding mechanisms brought him all the way down. It's not that we don't have free will, it's that sometimes you're up against so much of it.
Right. Yeah, and that's
Yeah, it's too much.
the focus in public health on social determinants of health or other factors. And, it doesn't matter what I do. Sometimes it's about everything
Yes.
around me pulling me in a certain direction.
It's
So that's a
exactly.
thing for sure.
It's something, it's not to be demoralizing to say we
Right.
don't have some, we fight, but y'all, some of us are up against a fight that is so hard to win. And we know that, those of us who come from a little bit more security, a little bit more privilege, we know we fought to get certain things, but people are fighting even harder. Those social determinants of health, those social determinants of outcomes for people in other areas too, they are noted for a reason. And I was just thinking for myself to use the privilege I have and platforms I have to try to push that awareness that, we just in our art, in our daily lives, in our research, keep talking about justice and equity. And if it falls out of favor, it doesn't matter. We all know it still is important.
And say
it's,
it's
it's
still
real.
needed for sure, right? To have the discussions and to have shifts in the power structure and the access to resources and all of that. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, y'all, that was one movie that came out of Sundance that I heard about and read about and talked a little bit about in Cheryl's Weekly Media Minute. And then also, as far as more recently, it's been music, y'all. I've been getting really hyped up, pumped up with music. It's the time of year where I'm doing, some covers, which I was sharing with y'all recently, but also getting into my originals. And I'm pulling some of that music into some of my writing too. Because sometimes when you just feel inspired and when there's a due date coming up, you sort of pivot. So I pivoted to some more screenwriting. And so I was talking about some of the music I'm listening to recently, from Herbie Hancock to Michael Jackson to SZA to Victoria Monet to all type like Led Zepp, just a bunch of different stuff. And I'm blending it into a project of mine, which comes to some updates as I create. So that's another segment on Live with Sheryl, y'all. Whew, we just getting it in, y'all. At first, I was like, is this a fight? Are we fighting the time? Or are we just running something with this? But we're getting it in. So I am my own client. Oh, yeah, that's right. Because you're the public health ninja. I didn't tell the people. Dr. Felicia's the public health ninja. She had to show you. She had to get it in. That's how she sneaks it in. See, y'all? She sneaks it in. You didn't see it. Now you see it. Public health ninja. She's already snuck it in a couple of times. Even if I didn't say it, she does it. That's the ninja. That's the ninja part. Y'all saw it. So y'all, we're sneaking in these connections between music, and then I'm going to be my own client as an actor. I'm going to be voicing some of my own stuff and then putting it out there for some of the festivals. You were talking about Sundance Festival. I'm actually going to be sending my work that I'm going to be my own client for. I'm going to be voicing my own things in an audio story and putting it for another festival, a big festival. I'll let y'all know after I send it off because y'all, I got to make sure I do this stuff, and then I'll let you know. Fingers crossed, where it is. But that's some of what I've been doing, and that due date's coming up in a couple of weeks for me. And so that involved me updating some of my writing and then also getting ready to differentiate these different characters with my acting skills. And I had done this a couple of years back with this story in general, even though I'm revamping the story. And y'all, I was listening to some of what I recorded back then when I was playing around with this piece before. And I think I might have grown as an artist in the last couple years, not to just like knock my hustle, because back then I didn't have as many years in the business as I do now. So I'm supposed to grow. But I was like, I don't think I can use any of this for the current thing because I think I might have grown. So, yeah, thank you. Yeah, growth is good. Growth is real. So some of the updates involve more learning in music and auditions for acting and writing that I've already wrapped up and done, being pitched and drafted and outlined, and just all kinds of stages of creativity. So that's what's going on. I'll update y'all more about specific projects and doings, but I've been happily pitching things out. So that's felt good, good, good. Now, it's been a whirlwind. we've gotten y'all a little bit of a late start here, not gonna lie, but we've gotten us through most of the set activities for Live with Cheryl. And so we're about to go into the health trivia, unless you want to give an update as you're creating things, Dr. Felicia.
I will, first of all, we have a comment that said busy, busy. So
Yes,
this
yes.
is a collaboration that I have at Norfolk State University. I'm always so excited about. And so today, one of my staff members and I, her name is Storm. Isn't that amazing? Storm and I met with nursing students at Norfolk State because we do a communications project with them. So we help them, it's part of their community health class. So we help them develop public service announcements. And it's not necessarily that it's required that they be disseminated. It's also about them practicing and thinking about how do you communicate beyond the one-on-one relationship with the patient, and just enhancing those skills, being a little more comfortable, talking in front of people, thinking about how you massage the information so that it's more succinct, how you target it to particular audiences. So this is the third time that I've done it, the third semester, and it's always just so much fun. I love it. So that's
This
my
is
update.
so cool. I was seeing some, I just is not totally related, but you just mentioned PSA, and I saw something for women and children's nutrition. WIC, WIC
Yeah.
does yeah, and they had a PSA that was so hip and fun because it was like colorful, and it was just bringing a very serious topic into a space of like we can all enjoy doing the right thing here and supporting
Yes.
continued funding for WIC.
And it makes
So
a
talk about
difference.
PSA. Yeah.
Yes, it makes a difference. Like the sweet spot is informational and engaging or entertaining or, whatever it needs to be. So,
Exactly, the combination. Give
yeah,
us something engaging, and then we'll let it sink into our busy brains.
yeah. And then sneak the info, ninja style, sneak the information in there.
Y'all are good at that. Public health ninjas out there.
Yes.
So this is a cool. That was cool. That was cool. That was cool. So I'm going to go ahead and move along to the last segment here, which is going to be a little health trivia. All right. See if y'all are ready, because there's lots of movement in this show, and maybe sometimes we need to do a little bit of this before we do any kind of further movement. Stretching. Now, y'all, I've been doing dancing and wiggling around and thinking about all kinds of different supports for health, but stretching has come up a lot for me recently. And I got a resource for y'all. There's lots of resources out there about stretching. But here's the health trivia. Just to kick it off, here's a basic sort of fundamental thing to ask. There are two main types of stretching. What are they? A, static and bouncy. B, dynamic and bouncy. C, static and dynamic. I'm going to give y'all a little bit of music to think about this with, and then let me know what you think.
We have a guess.
Dr. Felicia let me know. Y'all got to answer. I was just bopping to the music. See, it is, y'all. And so I have a resource that, again, I will drop into different links and places where you will find this episode archived. But here's the skinny from one of these resources. And there's so many resources. This is from fortune.com, but there's so many places out there sharing public health information where you can get information like this. But there are two main types of stretching: static stretching, where you hold a stretch for a certain amount of time, typically between 15 and 30 seconds, and dynamic stretching, which incorporates more functional movements. If you look at that site, they go into a little bit more detail. I think they might even give you some different pointers about what some of the health benefits are from stretching in general. Maybe flexibility increase is one of those things, but people have talked about reducing anxiety because maybe you're feeling a bit better, the blood flow is better, all kinds of good benefits to stretching, and posture improvement because maybe you've loosened up some imbalanced muscles if you're doing the stretching to think about symmetry, which is one of the things people suggest. And they also mention over and over again, don't bounce, y'all. So don't do the bouncy. I threw that in there a couple times. So I remember to mention, don't bounce with it, bounce with it. No, don't bounce with it. Not with the stretching. So hopefully y'all will do some stretching and do it, I guess, it doesn't have to be for super long. I think with a lot of exercises like this, people are like, they know we're busy, they know we're not doing as much as is recommended, so they sort of scooch the recommendations down a little bit and say, it's okay. If you do like 5 minutes, it's okay. And maybe like walk downstairs and get yourself a little break while you're at work, get you some coffee or some water or something. And then by the time you walk back upstairs, do a hamstring stretch. That way you're not stretching cold muscles. And I thought that was pretty slick. Thoughts, Dr. Felicia? Any additions?
Yeah, I've been doing like 10-minute yoga exercises from an app. And I've never taken a yoga class. I've never been instructed. And I was always worried that I wouldn't know how to do it or wouldn't be able to, I'm stiff enough that I wouldn't be able to get there and I get frustrated.
Mhm.
But then what I realized is it's a form of dynamic stretching and that you're moving from the ones that I'm doing. You don't hold for more than 10, 15 seconds. And so then you move to the next thing. And it helps with that, which is really cool.
Yeah, totally. You got your yoga, there's Pilates and Tai Chi, and there's lots of things. I think Pilates probably has even more intense movement than just the stretching, like you're mentioning dynamic stretching. It has that in there and it has other stuff too. But there's lots of stuff that people have traditionally put together because I guess it's so good for our bodies that, it's like a lot of people have said this is good. You need to do it. Lots of different traditions of wiggle yourself, stretch yourself, get that flexibility right, help you heal from some injuries if you're listening to your body and do it right, not to the point of pain. Lots of tips out there about good stretching. I've been doing some more myself, been having different schedules and such with the little one, trying to help him get to sleep when he's so excited about preschool. His mind is so busy, busy, busy. And so sometimes we're trying to keep things quiet, but I'm still getting a little something. I'll get some stretching. And I said, oh, this is so healthy. And the stretches that he does, he will do downward dog. And I think they have shown them a little bit of yoga, but I think sometimes the little ones just know to move the way the body feels the best. And they get into some of these poses naturally.
That is exactly right. I think it's very interesting because it's a lot of it is like you said, it's on along a similar line, and then it's just a matter of finding that combination of things that works for you too, right? It's no one thing that's going to help any one person. You just have to kind of figure out the combination that you like and that works.
Exactly. That you'll do.
And I wanted to mention one more thing too is that I've seen some videos sort of saying sometimes and what they're doing looks like yoga or stretching to release trauma,
Mm,
right? Like the tension that you're holding in your body as a result of things that have happened. And it doesn't have to be things that happened yesterday, it can be long
yeah.
term trauma.
Long
And
term.
so they were, that also as a benefit of stretching and stretching and
Exactly.
moving your body to release, whatever tension you're holding.
Yeah, it's such a big deal. There's so much out there if we're willing to look. And sometimes I think we have this idea about fitness being something extreme, like athletes have to be this, or yoga experts do all this extreme kind of stuff in positions that we think, okay, I can't access that. But the benefits for us, for those of us who aren't extreme athletes or super, super flexible in all these ways, they're still pretty substantial, especially for things like you're saying. Like you might think, oh, trauma's over here in this emotional place where I get my therapy, but there might be some manifestations of it in our bodies, and coming at it a whole different way can have a benefit that we didn't even expect. So there's a lot out there. If you go reading, you'd be surprised how many different benefits there are for so many things if you go looking around. And there's benefits to getting together for Live with Cheryl, a little social time. So I want to thank y'all for doing so. Friends, family, patrons, y'all can see my patreon.com/Sheryl Mebane. Thanks y'all for supporting. Thank you, patron. Thank you, patrons out there. And there'll be more exclusive content that I'll talk about. And I have to decide what my next thing is going to be. I would mention it, but I have to decide between a few things. I'm not going to mention anything yet, so I know what I'm going to be mentioning. So there'll be some doings coming up this month. There's always some doings over there. Y'all can check it out. But there'll be the next live with Cheryl for everybody. And that's going to be in a couple of weeks. It's going to be just after Valentine's. So y'all love and care. And y'all, if you need a little, there it is. There it is. There's the love. There's the love, Dr. Felicia's ninja stomps. Get in there. Love y'all. Thanks for listening. And we'll see y'all in a couple weeks. And for the person, the wonderful live with Cheryl participant who got that answer correct, we can't get out of here without giving you your prize. Do you want to have more of the music from the dance extravaganza, dance excitement everywhere? Or would you like to dip back and listen to some of the Live with Sheryl theme song as our outgoing music. Let us know, please. And thank you for participating. Thank you, Tim. Get well soon, honey. Get some sleep up there. And thank you, everybody. Thank you, Felicia. And we'll just hang on and let the person who got that correct, who answered C, let us know what they prefer.
Theme.
The theme song. Yeah, let's get that theme song in there, y'all. Okay, y'all. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Live with Sheryl, and we'll see you in a couple weeks. And y'all enjoy the Live with Sheryl theme and take care of each other. Be loving and kind. Take care. Here we go. Get that theme up.